Salve omnes, and welcome to Acraosis XXI, or video 21. Today we're going back to the future, again, which is really just another way of saying just when you thought you knew the future tense. It's going to be slightly different. So first, let's review what is future tense. For first and second conjugation verbs, those are the ones that end in are and ere in the second principal part, you use the following formula to create a future verb. You use the second principal part, you took off the re, and then you added bo, bis, bit, bimus, bitis, bunt, and you translated it as will verb, right? So ama bo would be I will love. So now let's take a look at what happens when we have third conjugation, because third conjugation, as you're already well aware, likes to be different. So third conjugation verbs, as well as fourth conjugation when we get there, those are the verbs that end in ere and ire, we're going to use the following formula. We're going to take the second principal part, and you're going to take off the whole ere, just like you did with present and just like you did with imperfect. It's the same thing. But instead of adding bo, be, boo, we're going to add these endings. Es, et, emus, etis, and ent. I know it's a little weird. I know it's different. But it'll be okay. Life will be fine. The translation is still the same. Consolation prize. It's still will verb. So now let's take a look at ways to remember this. So the phrases that you can say to yourself to help you remember when to use bo, be, boo or as, et are these. 1 and 2, bo, be, boo. 3 and 4, a and e, forevermore. Or if you prefer, you can also say 1 and 2, bo, be, boo. 3 and 4, a5e. I've heard both. I like rhyming, so I like a and e forevermore with bo, be, boo, but a5e is also fine, whichever one you prefer. Now let's take a look at an example. So go on and take out your notes and get ready to try something. So again, we're going to work with ago, agere, egi, actum, and we're going to make it into the future tense. So take a moment, discover first step 1, take the second principal part, agere, right? Now, step 2 is we're going to take off the ere, we're left with ag. All right, now from this part on, I want you to try and conjugate this in future tense and then double check your work. So pause the video, resume when you are ready. Okay, so now let's see how you did. Step 3. Once we take off the ere from agere and we're left with ag, we have to add our new future endings. So agam, ages, aget, agemus, agetis, agent. These are the ones that you need to know. Translation-wise, still the same. I will lead, you will lead, he, she, it will lead, we will lead, you all will lead, and they will lead. Nothing about that has changed. Double check your work. Make sure your answers agree with mine, and make sure you have this written down. We will be practicing this quite a bit in class because this is one of the more tricky exceptions to get down. So don't worry if you are a little bit clueless right now, that's fine. We'll go over it many times. This is going to conclude our presentation. If you have any questions, make sure you fill out your Google form and ask them there. Otherwise, Wheelock omnes.